Okay, those are the beautiful 7 elements that God's attacking them for their disobedience. But let's go through this outline in the last few minutes that we have. And I want to take you all the way through the book, and you can get back in chapter 1, point out some items. And the first lesson God gives is how to respond to His love, and that's in the first 5 verses. We've already covered verse 2, why are you doubting God's love? And what He's saying there is that I have chosen you all. About all the people of the earth, out of all of them, I picked you all. That's what God said in Deuteronomy 7. He says, on the whole planet, I decided to put my love on Abraham's seed, on Isaac's seed, on Jacob's seed, on Israel. He said, I didn't pick you because you were the biggest nation. I didn't pick you because you were the best. I didn't pick you because you were the mightiest. I picked you because I loved you and I wanted you. That's all. That's God's choice. But look at verse 3. But I have hated Esau. Verse 2, the last line, I have loved Jacob, and there's no verse 3 in the text. It's just this one long sentence, and hated Esau. Did you know Paul quotes that in Romans 9 as his explanation of God's sovereignty? He said, God said, Jacob I've loved, Esau I've hated. But if we didn't have the book of Obadiah, we'd go, isn't that a little capricious? You know, what, hate? Isn't that a little strong? But you remember the whole book of Obadiah we studied a few weeks ago says God hated Esau because Esau had such a proud heart. He was so arrogant. And God hates pride, and He hates proud people. And He hates those that arrogantly stand against Him and put their fist in His face. And He says, I have hated Esau and his descendants because of their pride and their arrogance. I have made his mountain, verse 3, desolation. I have appointed his inheritance for the jackals of the wilderness. Though Edom, and remember the Edomites were descendants of Esau, and so those people are the ones that he's talking about, that Obadiah was written to. Though Edom says, we have been beaten down, we will return, we'll build the ruins. Thus says the Lord of hosts, they may build, but I'll tear down. And men will call them wicked territory, and the people toward whom the Lord is indignant forever. You know, God says you can't get away from me. You can't escape me. Verse 5, and your eyes will see the land, and you will say, the Lord be magnified beyond the border of Israel. Now remember, a lot of the Old Testament looks beyond the current time. This was written in, maybe 320 or something BC or 397. There's all different dates for it, but it's the last one of the Old Testament. But it doesn't just deal with those people living in Jerusalem right then and in Judah. It looks beyond them and looks to the future. Because remember, all prophecy in the Old Testament has 2 points. It's about the Jews and it's about the Messiah. And the Messiah is the most important. And He says, hey, you have hope. I'm going to be magnified beyond the border of Israel. The prince is going to come back. The line of the tribe of Judah, Shiloh, will return and take his own. He's going to actually reign here in Israel. And He's going to extend the glory of what He's doing to the ends of the earth. And so He says, don't worry. It's beyond your day, though.